freedom fighters, coming back at you with a quick one. Little follow-up from yesterday's video, but not my veterans. Well, I saw that Black Scout Survival actually just did a video the other day about the exact same thing. And he's got a much broader audience, or a bigger audience, so his took traction pretty well. But go check his video out. I think it was called Toxic Veterans. I actually recorded that video, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, but, I've been posting videos on Friday lately, so I held out, so he beat me to it. But it's not nothing that's been done before or discussed, so it's not like I had to get it out there ASAP to be the first person to do it. I mean, I think Iraq veteran 8888 did a video about, different vets and stuff like that. A lot of channels have done it, but, I got a lot of feedback from that video yesterday. Some good, some bad. I mean, I got absolutely trashed on, Truth Social and stuff like that. And on YouTube, I actually got a lot of positive feedback, which lets me know I'm right in tune with my audience that I have, here at YouTube, or they're in tune with me. Either way, that we're on the same page. And on Truth, I mean, I was posting some memes and stuff that pissed people off. I mean, a couple weeks back, too, I guess on Veterans Day, or I guess it was a month now, I posted, some memes of people laughing, and it says, if you think veterans fought for my rights, or something like that, because they're not fighting for your rights. Whatever they're going out and doing in the Middle East, or they're about to be in Europe, whatever you're about to go do and fight in Ukraine, or fight in Taiwan, or whatever in World War III, is not going to be affecting my rights. And, they have this broad, view that, oh, I'm out there fighting for your rights. No, the threat is from within. The people trying to take my rights away are from right here on American soil. Yeah, I mean, further out, are there threats? Do people want, America to fall? Sure. But there's people right here doing the same thing. But anyway, and then, I posted another meme that showed, the people storming the beach on D-Day and saying, this is what we're fighting for, a multicultural Europe, and for our children to be replaced, and that way my son can become a transformer. I'm sure that's what they thought as they stormed the beaches. And it's very clear, what our military has turned in today, it's not what they fought for. And most veterans, at least I said, the ones on my page, understand that. And those are usually the ones I get along with. I saw someone posted a comment that was I'm a vet and I call out all these vets that, do this shit. And the ones that are standing by and letting this stuff happen. And Italian Hillbilly also, Kaz from Italian Hillbilly left a comment and said, yeah, the current day military is earning all this hatred. But, yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to, touch on that. And I wasn't trying to demean, anybody's service or anything like that. I was basically just trying to get across that, veterans aren't exempt from any criticism whatsoever. And they just have to be worshipped. They can do no wrong. And just because they're veterans, you can't say anything about them. And then I reminded them that Hunter Biden's a veteran, and Trader Millie is a veteran, et cetera, et cetera. All these people that you see, touting the woke military stuff these days. And Pete Buttigieg, and he, Pete tweeted something out a while back, some kind of meme that said the reason, these people want an AR is because they're dreaming of using it against the military and police. And I'm like, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare. So yeah, I mean, I have to look it up, see if I can find it and repost it so you guys can check it out. I mean, I think I have it here on my phone or my tablet, but yeah, I mean, he's like that's why they want an AR. And no, it's not a dream. Like I said, it's a nightmare, but it's a possibility. And here comes the disclaimer, I'm not supporting, encouraging any illegal, unlawful actions, and I'm definitely not telling you to do anything to the military, because you don't want to bark up that tree. So don't go do anything and say, I saw a freedom fighter video and he said to do it, because here I am telling you not to. But, yeah, what I'm saying is it's a possibility, and that there's lots of possibilities. Literally anything on this earth is a possibility. Aliens coming down from the sky tomorrow and having to fight intergalactic beings, or, aliens bringing peace to the world could be a possibility. Granted, a very small one, but hey, it's a possibility. So what I'm saying there is, pick up a history book. Look throughout time, governments turning against their people is a very real thing, Pete. Like, that's what happens. And I think it's literally the most deaths recorded in the world. It's not any sickness, it's not a plague or anything else. It's literally called democide. And it's the genocides of governments killing their people. And I forget who it was, the one who holds the record or something. I think it was Mao or maybe Pol Pot or something. One of those Chinese dictators or something. I can't even remember. But I mean, I think that was like 100 million people or something like that. It might have even been more. I can't remember. But I mean, just think of that. I mean, 100 million people. I mean, in United States terms, that's 1/3 of the population. And that's almost, the amount of, how many people voted for an orange man. What was the final tally there? It was like 83 million or something. And you don't think they want you dead? I mean, at the very least, they want you in a cage. But in reality, they want you dead. So, yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. And the fact that people want to be armed for the chance to fight back, and it's their right. And that's what the Founding Fathers enshrined for, that, if that ever happens, you're going to have the ability to defend yourself and your family. And again, it's not a dream. And I looked it up here. He said they fantasize about it. It's not a fantasy. It's not a dream. It's a nightmare. But and it's not just Pete. Joe Biden gave a speech too. I think it was before a police union or something. And he said, yeah, that's what these people, want ARs and these guns for, because they want to shoot at the men and women behind me. And I'm like, well, I sure don't. I'm sure you don't. But do they want to shoot at us? Are they willing to follow out orders that would lead to such a reaction? And then, he always says, well, the people who said, you need arms for, whatever, the blood of patriots and tyrants and all this. He's like, well, you need F-16s and missiles and stuff like that. The government has this, and swallows well. He also says the same thing. He tweets out openly, like, hey, we got nukes. Hey, we got missiles. We got F-16s. So tell me who's fantasizing here. Who's dreaming about attacking who? And then you got, you remember Sydney Bronson? I would recommend you look her up. And I'll try to post the clip if I can find it again. They're really wiping everything, off the internet these days. But she said, first let me give you her background a little bit. BLM, tranny activist or whatever, the long line of wokester activities. That's who your military is now. And she's in uniform talking about, oh, when these good old boys talk about the Second Amendment, when we declare martial law and, this and that, those guns are going to be pointed at you. And you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Like, have you never heard of the Insurrection Act? There's reasons why the military doesn't deploy within the U.S. And if they did, your little good old boy system is not going to fare well for you. Understand that if active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you. If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy. Martial law, where your rights get curtailed.
Again, who's dreaming? Who's fantasizing? Whose fantasy is this? Because it's not mine. This is the nightmare. But it's the nightmare they're creating. It's the situation they are creating, and I want to be very clear about that. But yeah, and talk about fantasy again. Obama just came out with a movie. He started up a production company, and he's literally talking about the grid going down, and there's a scene there. I was going to do a review on this, but like every prepper, gear, survival channel out there has pretty much touched on it. But there's a scene in that movie where they look through, because they're like out in the country, and they look through the woods, and, over the horizon you see the city, and they're literally bombing the cities. So, again, who's fantasizing? Those are the missiles and F-16s Joe Biden is talking about. And he's like, yeah, your ARs and your weapons aren't going to do anything about it. Like, we're going to come in there and exterminate you like rats. So, yeah, there it is. And then there's a new movie coming out, literally called Civil War, which people are saying it's kind of like the part 2 to the Leave the World Behind movie. Because in there it says, like, what's going to happen. There's a scene where he says, yeah, they shut down the grid, they caused division, all this stuff, and then he goes, it's going to be a coup d'etat and then a civil war. And then, just a coincidence, the movie coming out right after it is Civil War. And in that trailer, they also say they're targeting drone-striking civilians. So, I mean, it can't be any more clear. It's pretty obvious, and just to get back on topic, with the vets and stuff too, was, I was watching a video, a couple days, maybe a couple weeks back, I can't remember which one it was, of, Nunya on the back 20, and if you don't know him, go check out his channel, but, yeah, I can't remember exactly what that video was about, but he said that, like, in the last couple days or last couple weeks, he had 3 veterans come up to him and ask him, when are we going to do anything about this? When is somebody going to do something about it? And he was looking at them like, you're asking me? Because he says, like, I'm not a vet. And neither am I, by the way. I never claimed to be. But, he was like, he's looking at them, and that's kind of what I was saying. It's like, we're looking to you. You're asking us, and I've had this happen to me too. My friends that are vets will be just like, when is anybody going to do about it? Or like, when do people start acting? And I'm like, you're asking me? Like, we're looking towards you for leadership. We're looking up to you. You're the one who took the oath to protect from foreign and domestic. So we're looking at you like, what the hell's going on? It's like that meme, where they're poking the guy with the stick, like, do something, and the guy's looking up or something, and you're like, aren't you supposed to do something? But yeah, yeah, on that note, man, you know how it is, what I always say, we are on our own. No one's coming to save us. So get right with God. Only God can save you. Freedom Fighters out.